In a quiet, sun-drenched valley, there lived a wise old man named Arthur. His greatest joy was his daughter, Clara. Arthur was filled with pride when she married Ethan, a bright young man from a respectable family. In the beginning, their life together was a picture of happiness. However, a shadow soon fell over their home. Ethan was consumed by a single, powerful obsession. He wanted to become an alchemist. He spent every waking hour in a small workshop, surrounded by strange glass vials and dusty old books, trying to discover the ancient secret of turning common dirt into pure gold. He fervently believed this was the key to unlocking immense wealth without a lifetime of labor. Day and night, he dreamed of the final, missing step that would make them richer than kings. His obsession was not just with time, but with money, as he spent their dwindling savings on rare minerals and peculiar herbs for his experiments. After several months of this, their finances were in ruins. Clara, seeing their last few dollars disappear, knew she had to speak to him. One evening, she gently approached him in his cluttered workshop. "Ethan, my love," she said, her voice soft but strained, "this dream of fast riches has left us with nothing. Why don't you consider finding a steady job? We could build a life together, step by step." Ethan looked up from a bubbling concoction, his eyes wild with excitement. "But Clara, can't you see? I'm on the verge of a breakthrough. I am so close to finding the secret. When I know how to turn dirt into gold, we'll have more wealth than you could ever imagine." Perhaps he was always close to finding the secret, but the discovery never came. As the weeks turned into months, their life grew increasingly difficult. There were days when the cupboards were bare, and the hollow ache of hunger was a constant guest in their home. With a heavy heart, Clara went to her father's house. Arthur was alarmed to hear that his son-in-law was chasing the phantom of alchemy. He listened patiently to his daughter's tearful story and then asked to speak with Ethan the following day. When Ethan arrived, Arthur greeted him warmly. "My daughter has told me of your great work," he began, his tone serious and respectful. "It's a noble pursuit. In my youth, I too was fascinated by the great art of alchemy." Ethan's face lit up. At last, he had found someone who understood his passion, who saw the genius in his quest and not just the madness. The two men talked for hours, discussing complex theories and failed experiments. Arthur listened intently, nodding as Ethan described his methods for transmuting base metals. After a long discussion, Arthur suddenly leaped to his feet. "Incredible!" he exclaimed. "You have done everything I did as a young man. All the steps are correct. I am certain you are on the very edge of discovering the grand secret. But you are missing one final, crucial ingredient to transform dirt into gold. It was a secret I only learned myself a few years ago." "One more ingredient?" Ethan asked, leaning forward, his heart pounding with anticipation. "Yes," Arthur said, his voice dropping to a conspiratorial whisper. "But I am an old man now. The work required to obtain it is too much for me." "I can do it, father. Tell me what it is, and I will do it," Ethan declared, his spirit soaring. "Perhaps you can," Arthur said, looking him straight in the eye. "Listen very carefully. The secret ingredient is a special silver powder. It is a magical substance that grows only on the underside of plantain leaves." "A magic powder?" Ethan repeated, mesmerized. "Indeed," Arthur continued. "To get this powder, you must plant plantains, thousands of them, and you must plant each one yourself. As you place each seed in the earth, you must whisper a series of special words. When the plants mature, you will find the fine, shimmering silver powder on the back of the leaves." "How much of this powder do we need?" Ethan asked eagerly. "£2, Arthur replied solemnly. £2. That will require hundreds, maybe thousands of plantain trees." "Exactly," said the old man, "and that is why I cannot do the work myself. I am simply not strong enough." "Don't you worry," Ethan said with a newfound determination. "I will do it." So, Arthur taught his son-in-law the secret words and gave him enough money to buy a plot of land. The very next day, Ethan bought a field and began to plant. He followed Arthur's instructions perfectly, murmuring the magic words as he buried each seed in the rich soil. Every day, he tended to his growing plants, protecting them from pests and ensuring they had enough water. As the broad leaves unfurled, he would carefully scrape off the tiny amounts of silvery powder and place it in a special leather pouch. Ethan, the dreamer, had become a farmer. His hands, once stained with chemicals, grew calloused from working the earth. The only problem was the yield of powder from each plant was incredibly small. To gather 2 pounds, Ethan had to buy more fields and plant more and more plantains. He worked from sunrise to sunset, his obsession with alchemy now transformed into an obsession with his crop. 7 long years passed. Finally, the day came when Ethan's pouch was full. He had collected exactly 2 pounds of the silver powder. He ran to Arthur's house, his face flushed with triumph. "I've done it. I have enough of the magic powder," he shouted. "Wonderful," replied Arthur with a calm smile. "Now I can finally show you how to turn dirt into gold. But first, we need Clara. Go and bring her here." When Clara arrived, looking healthy and content, Arthur turned to her. "My dear," he asked, "while your husband was busy collecting this magic powder, what did you do with all the plantains from his fields?" "I sold them at the market, father," she replied. "The money we earned from the fruit has fed and clothed us for these past 7 years. We lived a very comfortable life." "And did you manage to save any of that money?" Arthur asked, a knowing twinkle in his eye. "Yes, I did," she said proudly. "Let me see it," said the old man. Clara hurried home and returned with 10 heavy sacks. Arthur opened one, and a cascade of gleaming gold coins spilled onto the floor. He took a handful of the coins and placed them on the table. Then, he took Ethan's pouch of silver powder and placed it right next to the pile of gold. He looked at his son-in-law, whose mouth was wide open in astonishment. "You see," Arthur said, his voice filled with gentle wisdom, "you took dirt from the earth. You planted seeds. Through 7 years of your own hard work and dedication, you created this wealth." He gestured from the shimmering powder to the gleaming coins. "You didn't need a magic trick to turn dirt into gold. You made gold grow from the dirt. In your own way, Ethan, you have become the greatest alchemist of all."